That was Zain Bika, of course, unmistakable voice, and I love the essence of what he said. Right, Allah knows. So just think about that in terms of everything we do and try and strive, and the du'a we make, and the shortcomings we have, and how we want to lift ourselves up. Ultimately, it is all about Allah. Allah knows. Wonderful Nashida from Zain Bika. We'll hopefully play some more as well, maybe later on today. Right now, Santio is an ethically based asset manager that is focused on delivering superior risk-adjusted returns for their clients, regardless of market conditions. For more info on their Sharia investment products, you can visit their website, santiocapital.com, and start saving towards your investment goals today. Santio Capital Management, invest for good. Santio Capital Management is an authorized financial services provider. Okay, we should be chatting to Kari Shali. Just some problem connecting with him. Hopefully we will do that, because that was the plan, inshallah, and hopefully we'll still get a chance to do that, chatting to him about Surah Ar-Rahman in particular, right? But you all know that we should be connecting, in fact, to Zaid Dante in just a second. Let me tell you something else that I think is important. So, today being the last Friday of Ramadan, is a day that for people in many, many parts of the world, they focus on it being called Al-Quds Day, because it's a specific focus on trying to free Masjid al-Aqsa from the clutches of Israel in terms of the Palestinian rights in that region. And I do know that in Cape Town in particular, there's always a mass in public, in your face rally, and whereas we may not talk about it today, I think the later shows will certainly focus on what happens then. The other thing to focus on is the issue of the moon. Now we know that for many people, when the first thing they do in the beginning of Ramadan, you look at, like, okay, how long before the birth of the moon on the last day of Ramadan? Is like, okay, 19 hours, that's cool, because that's not short. So Eid is the next day, right? But it appears that the 19-hour birth of the moon, by the time we begin sighting the moon at the end of iftar or buka on the last day of Ramadan, is not just the only thing to consider. There are other factors, and I understand, based upon a communique from the Muslim Judicial Council, it's highly unlikely that Eid will be on Monday, which means you'll have 30 fasts and not 29. But that's what I heard. Let's find out more about it with Sheikh Zaid Dantie, who was the Secretary General of the Muslim Judicial Council. Sheikh Zaid Dantie, I appreciate your time. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My beloved brother, how are you this morning?
I'm very good indeed, excepting I'm a bit puzzled because plan A was like, okay, Eid will be on Monday, 19 hours. It's a done deal. Tuesday, I get to normal life. And if I understand your communique, like Ashraf, we don't know. Allah knows, but there's a high possibility it's not going to be on Monday. So you better give us the story.
Barakallahu feekum. Brother Ashraf, I myself, within the week, about last week, somebody called and asked me about the probability of Eid being on Monday. And myself being, like everybody else, said, look, 19 hours is, pretty much, enough time, or enough, the age is, old enough to sight the moon. But lo and behold, we had a meeting with the head of of the Crescent Observer Society, and what we've noticed is that a lot of people have been releasing data on social media with regards to all the aspects regarding to what the condition of the moon will be in terms of its age, etc., the illumination, the degrees above the horizon, etc. And basically, what our communication is doing, it's taking all that data and the experience of the the Christian observers society will go on a monthly basis. 12 months of the year they go out inside the moon, and oftentimes we go with them. And very similar to today. To this month, they would tell us, look, because of the data that we've seen, the probability, of sighting the moon is very low. So similarly to, for the month of Ramadan, and based on the, the age of the moon, based on the illumination, the lag time, etc., etc., all these factors, they've looked at it and they've seen very, much similarities between previous months. And based on the experience, they said the probability, is low for
So
the
it's like
sighting of the moon.
you're asking the experts. So you're saying the experts, based upon their previous data, what they've told you, that in most cases, I mean, that is correct. So on that basis, I mean, they mentioned a couple of things, right? I don't know if you want to touch on the four aspects
Yeah.
as per your brief, right? What are the four aspects to consider, and why putting those aspects together suggests very strongly that we will not, and I'm not a man caker, but we will not sight the moon, no matter where you're sitting in
Yeah.
Johannesburg or whether you're sitting at Sea Point. It's just not going to happen. Tell me
Yeah,
more.
you must. South Africa must realize that Cape Town, inshallah, will be the very last point for the sighting of the moon. So, other places are further up north. Their viewing time will be even less, and the moon will be a little bit minutes, younger than what it will be by the time we view it in Cape Town. So, 19 hours and 37 minutes. I'm sure moons have been sighted before, on those times. Um, the aspect of illumination is something which there is a certain degree of differences of opinion amongst the experts in terms of of the illumination of the moon, but all these factors, the lag time, the age of the moon, as well as the degrees it will be above the horizon, all these aspects together, these factors together, doesn't make it impossible. It makes it highly, improbable. So the
Unlikely, yeah.
probability is yes,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. Because
basically,
I'm looking at the aspects. So you're saying, okay, age of the moon, 19 hours, 37 minutes, which normally that would be fine. But the other factors are the problem for this sighting, right? The other one
yeah.
would be that the duration of the sighting will be 26 minutes. So you've got a window of 26 minutes. If you don't find it, and I think, for us, the Maghrib Salah or Iftar or Buka time for us would be about 20 to 6 in Johannesburg. I guess what, 5 past 10 past 6 in Cape Town at the time. By you're saying by like half past 6, 20 to 7, if you don't find it, that's it, right? That's the
Yeah,
first
that's
part.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the degrees of the moon on the horizon will be about 4 degrees. So the expert tell us, for example, if you're sighting the moon and you keep your two fingers like this, basically, and and you place it at the horizon, this will basically be, how high the moon will be, in terms of. So
Which
you're
is
looking at
very
26
low.
minutes,
Yeah.
very low,
Okay.
and you're looking at that lag time is 26 minutes. The height about the horizon is very low, as well as the illumination, that will be 0.01%. And this in itself also is, there is ikhtilaf, as to whether that illumination, makes it more difficult, or you can sight it at that illumination. But therefore, I say, we take all this information and we place it against the experience, of the moon sighters who go out
Okay.
on a monthly basis. So yeah, so
Okay,
this
so
is
I mean,
basically the
illumination you
advice. Yeah.
got there 0.01. So bottom line, what are you telling us as Muslims? People are fasting on the Sunday night, at the end of the 29th fast. Should we go out and search for the moon, or should we take it as a given that it's not going to be found?
No, we most definitely are going to go out to sight the moon. This is something that we do on a monthly basis. This information, look, Brother Ashraf, what happens is people call us on a regular basis and they ask us, look, what's the probability of it being on Monday or it being on Tuesday? And many a times we give them the information. We say, look, this is going to be the age of the moon, etc., etc. But what the Christian observers have done, they've basically taken that data and they've kind of they've put their necks out there and said, look, based on our experience, and which is an honest type of response from them, saying that, look, the probability is very low, taking
Okay,
all
good.
these factors into consideration. So
All
we will
right.
be going out on Sunday, inshallah. Even with this, even if somebody tells us it's impossible to sight the moon, we will still go out and we will give the sighting of the moon its haq in terms of going, and we will consult with everybody across the country, with all the views, all the sighting points, as well, in consultation with UXA and the National Moon Hilal committee, and we will do everything like we do, irrespective of the information given. And inshallah tabarak wa ta'ala, on Sunday night, the announcement will be made via UXA as to what the status of the moon is and the status of the month. Are we going to be fasting that extra 30th day?
Day or not? Yeah.
Inshallah tabarak wa ta'ala.
Okay, well, there you are. So I think the bottom line to that is if you had planned for a Monday Eid as a dead cert, do not plan for a Monday Eid as a dead cert. It may still happen, but don't plan for that. More than likely, it could well be a Tuesday. How that will change your plans, I don't really know. Appreciate your time, Sheikh Zaid Dante. Thank you, and to yourself and your organization, the Muslim Judicial Council. In advance, Eid Mubarak to you as well, and we'll certainly follow
Jazakumullah khairan.
the search for the moon by the man cakers and
Inshallah.
yourself, inshallah, on Sunday night.
Inshallah. Shukran,
Okay.
shukran, Brother Ashraf. And I want to say just to those people out there who might be thinking anything, inshallah, if there's a 30th day for the month of Ramadan, we'll embrace it, in the most beautiful of ways. There's another opportunity, another day for us to grant a blessing thereof. And if Allah Ta'ala, decrees that it's 29 days, and then we will be happy with that as well, inshallah. Jazakumullah
Absolutely.
khairan.
Shukran. Thank you for your time there, Sheikh Zaid Dantie. Well, from this show point of view, this show is only on for Ramadan, right? And that's what I host just in Ramadan. So here's the thing. As it stands, if we sight the moon on Sunday night, then we don't have the show on the day of Eid. If we don't sight it and we have Eid on Tuesday, then we'll have one last show on Monday. Would that be a bonus for you? Maybe something for you to consider. A bonus is to talk to Qari Aisha Ali. We'll do that right after this.